patient because the green flag is about halfway up the hill. Perfect start from our pole sitter. And Shinya Mishimi in the number 46 with a great getaway, but Alex Popoff and Jonathan Cicotto both right on the tail, and Jonathan Cicotto is looking for second already. He's going to have the inside line. Popoff trying to go the long way around turn 2 and get by the number 46, our pole sitter, and he goes off track, and Popoff with a big hit on the number 10 car. That was Stephen McAleer starting, and the two of them shoved off the circuit, Jeremy, at turn 2. Let's see if they can get moving again, though, because they are on the harder sand. They're not on the gravel. Can they continue? Can they get back to the pit lane? It's a long way to go, and Stephen McAleer with broken rear suspension.
Yeah, and 2 punctures as well, so quite a bit of damage to that number 10 car. That was a most unfortunate incident there with Alex Popoff trying to go around the outside, and he was kind of ushered off the road on the exit there, wasn't he, by one of the other contenders. Also damage to Taylor Proto. That is our championship leader in car number 50. That's a replay there. Side-by-side contact between Shinya Mishimi and Popoff. And yeah, that was a most unfortunate incident. Also, Brian Thienes off the road as well.
And Brian Thienes, who's been off the road a couple of times so far this weekend, he was the cause of 2 red flags in 2 practice sessions, but redeemed himself yesterday by getting a win. Severe damage to the front of that number 69 being driven by Alex Popoff. The left front is missing. The headlight is dangling down. We are still under green flag condition as it is right now. So for the close of lap 1, Jonathan Cicotto is our leader as a result of that contact between Mishimi and Popoff, knocking both cars well off balance. Corey Lewis is in second in the number 29 Change Racing Lamborghini, and Shinya Mishimi has fallen back to third as now the full course caution is being displayed as Popoff's car is stationary just outside of turn 3.
Yeah, and that was just kind of one of those racing incidents, I think, at the start there. I mean, Shinya Mishimi, he's trying to maintain his pole position. Car number 50 has crossed the pit in line while the pits was closed.
And this is huge championship implications, Jeremy, because coming into the race today, the 50 was our leader.
Indeed, by a 5-point margin coming into today's race. Unofficially, the results of yesterday have not yet been finalised. But he had no choice but to bring that car into the pit lane, but it is in violation of the regulation. So if they're able to get that number 50 car repaired and out again, he would have to serve a penalty.
Let's watch Popoff going around. He was just ushered off the track by Mishimi.
He was being a bit aggressive there. They were both being aggressive, which is fair enough at the start of the race. And clearly Mishimi there had the preferred line. He was 3/4 of a car length ahead coming off that corner, and Alex probably, with the benefit of hindsight, perhaps might have lifted off there and just tucked in behind him. He tried to make the move. He wasn't clearly alongside him coming out of the corner, so they weren't exactly wheel to wheel by any means. And I don't think you can really blame Mishimi for that contact.
The damage is on both the front and the rear of that number 50 car, the one which came in leading the championship for today's race. It was a big hit for poor Stephen McAleer, who was caught out on the left side of the racetrack, driver's left, a victim of that with a big hit. And Alex Popoff is going to be getting out of his number 69 Lamborghini. So the car that started second and on the Pro-Am pole will not be continuing in today's race. No,
that's most unfortunate there for Alex, due to be sharing that car with William Hubble this weekend. Those two making a return. They didn't make the last couple of rounds actually, either at Road America or VIR, but they will take no further action in this race. There is number 50 car on pit lane, and the US Racetronics team trying to figure out what they can do. What they do need to do is, in order to score championship points, they need to get that car back out in the race and complete 70% of the distance. So that's going to be a tall order for that team.
Well, and the car did enter a closed pit lane, because when the full course caution comes out, the pit lane is closed. All right, it had some damage, so it did have to come in. Is taking a further look at that, and that's not a good sign. There was a driver just jumping back over the pit wall in the pit lane from the number 50 machine. So the championship leader, in order to score points, as you rightly say, you need to complete 70% of the race. If you don't, you score 0. So that would be a huge swing in the points.
Yeah, it would. They came in here with a 5-point edge over Corey Lewis and Madison Snow. Let's have another look at this incident once again. Tracking off the corner there, and Popoff there is Yeah, Mackley had nothing to do with that.
No,
I mean,
but
he was
but
just the innocent victim.
he was behind Popoff at the start. He saw that Popoff was pushed off the side of the course and drove to driver's left to try and get away from it.
Yeah.
And Popoff speared across the track, and it looked like Proto was behind them and just sort of got drawn into the contact off the track as well.
Exactly, as Popoff's car veered across the road, everybody behind pretty much there, left with nowhere to go. Bold move around there, outside there by Alex the Venezuelan, and he's almost alongside at one stage, but as you can see quite clearly there, he didn't have the preferred line, and those guys behind were just